Good morning, everybody. Well, it's not morning for me. It's 7 o'clock at night on a Wednesday night. And I'm about to start doing some work on Taylor's E28 because I was meant to do this car here, but we found some rust and I had to fix it, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I'm going to do a video on Taylor's car today, and it would be trying to finish this driver's side sill that we already started in the last video. Now, if you've been keeping up with the videos, you'll know that we've done a lot of work and repairs to the inner sill. So the outer sill, I said in the last video, I don't like cutting into the door shuts because, well, it's not rotten up there, and the more like factory metal we can leave, the better. The panels that you can get actually come from Poland, and this one is galvanized, but this one isn't. So this is the passenger one, this is the driver's side one. Galvanized panels are usually not very good. They don't weld as nice as like something like this. This will weld a lot nicer than this one, but you know, it stops it from rusting. You could leave this outside for years and it probably wouldn't even get a single bit of rust on it. Yes, we're going to key it back and paint over it on the inside. So everything on the inside of the panel, I'll key it back, prime it, paint it, and then we can, yeah, get that onto here. America, fuck yeah! Right, so I've done that now. Probably want to go over it again once I'm ready to fully weld it in. I don't know what it is with these panels. When they're galvanized, you can do that. You can clean all the top edge off it, inside and out, and it will still like have a, I don't know, it's like it must have like absorb into the metal. I don't know if that is possible, but it seems like you always get a, not really a nice weld, so to speak. Like you can grind it, but even when you grind it, you still get like this white tinge around it, and that's because there's like a zinc coating that's burning, even though you've spent a lot of time grinding it. But it helps doing that beforehand anyway. If you didn't, it would just weld so bad. So yeah, that's one of them. So obviously we're going to stitch weld it along this seam here, and then on the bottom here, on this edge here, we are going to plug weld it. Now a plug weld is where you drill through it, put the two panels together. For this instance, that's the inner seal that we put on in the last video. Clamp those two together and you weld the hole, and then you get the backside of the inner sill and the outer sill, and then you basically fuse it together. It's basically like a spot weld without having a spot welder. Which, if you've watched a couple of my videos, I'm sure you've seen me do before. I've got that special tool that just yeah, that doesn't really work on this panel here because this edge, I don't know if you can see, the return edge just on here, this edge here, that doesn't allow me to use my little special tool. So I have to drill all the way along this sill. 4mm drill bit all the way down, the entire way, which is not fair. I can put the tool to use on this bit right here, but that is it. Look how much quicker that was compared to doing the other one. The other one took me about 15 minutes. And like, the whole thing would have taken me about 2 minutes. Look at that. Next day, haircut. Let's get the sill on there. Right, so this is very important, the way I've done this. Now, obviously, you know, we cut to the top edge of this swage line on the sill. That way, we know exactly where that one needs to go. That way, after we've cut all of our reference points out, we know exactly where this needs to go. So if you push that against it, that goes right underneath the swage line. This is exactly where we cut. And then from there, you know exactly where the bottom needs to land, because we have to trim this edge here. You see that overlap underneath there? Just got to trim the inner sill back because it's a little bit too long. So if we need to trim it back by 2 or 3 mil, so the recess actually sits on the actual inner lip, and then we can clamp them together flush. Then if we come to the front here, obviously we've got the wing still on, the gap's still good, all the way down to here, still good. That gap here, still good. It is overlapped right now, so it's ever so slightly off just here, just because it's overlapped. When the metal underneath is cut away, then it will sit flush. Important that I put the bottom of the wing in, bolted that on there, same one in the middle, and then one at the other end. It's very important to get these lines perfect now, because once you've welded it in, it can be a little bit awkward to modify. However, there is quite a big adjustment range on the bottom of this wing, so you can move that wing about a bit more. But getting it in this vicinity where it's very, very close obviously makes life a little easier for everyone involved. That's how I do this. This might be different to what other people would do, but this is exactly how I would do it. So what I am going to do here is I'm going to take this panel back off, going to trim the panel down like 10 mil or so, and then from that 10 mil, I can then put it back on, and then the overlap will be a lot less. So I can then scribe the panel, the black bit that's existing on the car. I can scribe that with a scribing tool, and I can get a good harsh line all the way along, so I know exactly where to cut, and we can butt this sill to the original sill back together flushly. Right, so this edge here is pretty much finished and ready to weld on. I've got to get in there and take the cavity wax off the inner edge, because that will affect our weld basically. So get in there with a blowtorch, melt all the cavity wax and just wipe it off with a rag. Come off fairly easily. You'll notice that we've got these little braces underneath here. Now these bits here and here, there's one all the way down there as well. These basically come down straight onto the sill here, so diagonally, spot weld to the sill, obviously stitch it along there. On factory, that is where it is. This one's a bit of an awkward shape to make, so I'll try and simplify both of these. They don't have to be OEM, but they just need to join onto the inner sill here. And that way, when the outer sill goes on, it's not just based on, it's got basically a middle support for the sill and the outer sill. So if someone was to jack up on it, it wouldn't just fold over, it would sort of like hold its strength. That being said, do not jack up on your sills ever. I don't care if it's convenient. It ruins sills. That's how they rot out. You jack up on them, the paint comes off, they go rusty, you drive in the salt, rust forms, and it rusts from the inside out because it's got in between the seams. So never jack up on your sills. Always go on like a subframe or a chassis rail if you really can. Your sills are very precious, and as you can see, it's a rather awkward job to replace. So, you know, don't do it. Even if it's got the mounts to do it, don't do it. You can put it on the ramp, on a ramp like that. Look at the soft pads, you can put them on there. You've got like a trolley jack, just don't do it. It's not worth it, you know what I mean? Cardboard, cut it up, make it into metal, weld it on, get the sill on. my phone died and I didn't actually film it, but I did close off that little cap there, just off the end there, so that's all one piece. I had to go get some weld through primer as well, so spray this on there, get it ready to put the sill on. Oh, and obviously do that brace as well. I really need to get a finger file for these little intricate little areas because, well, I can't really get in there to clean it all up fully with the grinder, which is not the end of the world because it's literally inside the sill and I don't need to clean it up. But it would be nice if I could, so I need to get a finger file and a little angle die grinder as well. So one of the many things I need to buy. All wax. May seem tedious, but it's all in the prep. The more prep you do, the nicer it will be. So basically what I'm looking for is the tightest gap from here. So, I don't know if you're going to be able to see. You want it to be like 0.1 of a mil of a gap, so the weld can sort of go through and go through. If it's too tight, you don't want it to be like flush. You kind of want a tiny, tiny little gap. And I mean tiny. Big gap, pain in the arse to weld. Small gap, good. Very, very tight. Just add a little bit of a gap. It makes things a little bit nicer. Good for the penetration. That's all tucked up now. This is going to take a long time to weld up, so I'm going to do this off camera, music on, get it done. It's like 6 PM right now, so I want to get this done and ground by the end of the night because it's a Thursday night and this video needs to come out tomorrow night. So obviously I've got to go home and edit this tonight, and then tomorrow a very, very, very special video is starting to be made. So over the weekend I'm doing something spectacular which you're all going to see hopefully on Tuesday if all goes to plan, because I don't actually have enough video planned for Tuesday yet, but you will see an amazing video. I hope so anyway, that's what I'm thinking. But yeah, stay tuned. I'm going to do this right now. I'll be the first one to let you know that that isn't very pretty. It's galvanised panels for you. All the preparation in the world and those steel welds are like shit. Really thin, blow plenty of holes in it. Got the job done. Got to plug them on the bottom now, get that all ground up, and go home. dickhead. Oh. Anyway. That took way too long. I am so tired. We officially have one solid inner and outer sill. That was an absolute pain in the ass, I can't lie. It didn't go as nice as I wanted it to, but it's on there, it's good, it's penetrated. It's just the galvanized panels there, just a pain to work with. I'm so glad that this second one we got isn't galvanized. That one will be a lot easier to use than that one. I don't know why the pair of these are different, but it is what it is. But it's done. I did not enjoy that. That was absolutely painful. The only thing I got to finish off now is obviously this inner corner just here, which shouldn't be fine. I can do that on the ramp. I'd rather not do it on the floor. And then behind the arch, I haven't finished welding it or trimming it down, so I need to trim that out just there, all the way around, like knock it into place and whatnot. And yeah, there you go. Nice. Nice. I knew there was a good reason why I left the wing on. We're winners. I'm gonna go home now, I think. I'll tell a lie, it's actually 9 o'clock. I didn't realise how long I've been working. Long day, long 13-hour day today. Just realised I didn't even finish the rest of the video. So yeah, that was a pain. Got it done. Inner structure, inner sill finished, outer sill finished. Just got to do the little bits and bobs, and that side will be finished 90% because I've got to do a bit of the floor pan, an accelerator pedal, and then the engine bay, and then yeah, it's not really actually finished to be fair, but we're closer. As you're watching this, tomorrow I will be going to film a video which is hopefully going to be very successful and very exciting. And it involves many cars, and a couple of them are actually coming home with us. So yeah, get excited for that one. It's going to be a real good time. Other than that, subscribe. We're nearly at 20k, just over 1,500 more subs that we need to get. Things are moving pretty well, so I appreciate every single one of you. So yeah, that's really exciting. Obviously I've been ordering a lot of stuff for the E24. It's all coming in at the minute. Prelude's next, getting that done, and I'm actually flat out at the minute. It's absolutely ridiculous, but hanging on in there. I'm gonna do a lot more long hours the next couple of months, so I've got to get used to it. But yeah, happy Friday, happy Easter, have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you on Tuesday evening, hopefully with a banger. Thank you very much, goodbye.